Government intervention in market has been controversial. A perfectly competitive market is the most efficient way to allocate resources. However, it is almost impossible to achieve a perfectly competitive market in reality, and the market itself is unable to solve the problems of social equity and economic stability. That's why governments try to intervene in the market. In this case, price control is one of the means by which the government intervenes in the market. But what is price control? Laws that government enact to regulate prices are called price controls. Price controls come in two flavors: price ceiling and price floor. Before we learn what do price ceiling and price floor do to the market, we should know what is market equilibrium. A market is a meeting place where buyers and sellers deal on prices and quantities so that goods can be consumed. In the figure, the point where the supply curve and the demand curve intersect, designated by point E, is called the equilibrium point. The equilibrium price is the only price where the plans of consumers and the plans of producers agree. That is, where the amount of the goods and services consumers want to buy is equal to the amount producers want to sell. If the price is below the equilibrium level, point E, then shortage will exist. If the price is above the equilibrium level, then surplus will exist. Now let's look at price ceiling and price floor. A price ceiling is a legal maximum price at which a good can be sold, or one kind of service can be charged. Rent control represents a typical real-life example of price control from the government. In order to make housing more affordable for low-income families, government intervenes the market of the rental house by setting a price ceiling. As the figure shown, without government intervention, the equilibrium price is $600 per month at 60,000 apartment units. After imposing a price ceiling of $400 per month, the quantity demanded of apartment units increases to 80,000, and the quantity supplied decreases to 40,000. Hence, there is an excess quantity demand for apartment units. In other words, a shortage of 40,000 apartment units occurs. In this case, rent control causes a shortage in the market of rental houses. However, policies sometimes yield results that the policymakers did not intend or anticipate. Even though the government wants to make the rental apartments more affordable, rent control causes a shortage in the market. The rent control will also result in discrimination, illegal transaction, and poor quality of rental homes. The price floor is a legal minimum on the price at which a good can be sold. Price floor must be higher than the equilibrium price. An example of the price floor is the minimum wage laws in California, which government sets out for protecting the full-time workers to afford the basic standard of living. In the graph, we can see that the market price, also the equilibrium price, is $12 per hour. Intervening by the government, the minimum wage rises up to $15 per hour. When the minimum wage of $15 per hour imposed, the quantity demanded of labor drops from 500 to 300, which means companies hire fewer workers. However, the quantity of supply increases from 500 to 700. Therefore, there is a surplus of 200, which represents 200 people are still looking for a job. There are also pros and cons of minimum wage. Minimum wage motivates people to go out and work because of the higher salary. However, when the minimum wage is beyond the equilibrium market price for unskilled or low-skilled labor, employers tend to hire fewer workers. Employers would rather use a self-serve model such as ATM than hire a worker. Consequently, unemployment is created because more people are looking for jobs than there are jobs available. Thanks for watching the video, and what do you think about government intervention?